So I just spent another hour alone walking around Maastricht, and it turned out different than what I'd expected. But I don't think it was bad. It was a little uncomfortable at times. I basically just walked out of the Takeo and headed towards the city center and said, I'll see what happens. I had somewhat of a plan. I was like, I'm going to walk around for like a half an hour, half the time, because I was feeling like I needed a walk. And then I'll sit down at a cafe and order a drink or something, because that would be uncomfortable. I can't eat or anything alone. And then I was going to meet up with everyone else at the end. And I started walking there, and I kind of walked a little bit of a different way, and it was kind of uncomfortable because until I got near the city center, there weren't very many people walking around, and it was raining, and I was carrying my umbrella. And once I got near the city center, I noticed people were looking at me weird because no one was using umbrellas there, and I don't really understand why. And I started heading towards the canal. I was just walking wherever, and some guy stopped me near like a mall area. And he started speaking Dutch to me, and he was trying to like sell something, and I was like, I don't understand you. So he switched to English and was like asking me where I was from, what I was doing here. And then normally I would have just kept walking past those people, but I was like, well, I don't really have an agenda. I might as well listen to what he's asking for. And then I kind of had to be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. But it was, something I usually wouldn't do. And then I walked around for a while, ended up crossing the bridge, and just like wandered around seeing what was out. And then I got kind of lost. Actually, I really lost, and I didn't recognize anything I'd been. That's kind of what I wanted to do, is just like walk around and explore the city. But then I started feeling really uncomfortable because I got to one spot where there wasn't really anyone else on the street, on the sidewalk, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if I don't see anyone around? How am I going to ask for directions? And then I was like, where am I trying to go? Where do I ask for directions? And eventually I got to an area where I recognized, and it was okay because I have a better sense of direction than I thought I did, but I was completely turned around and having a major freak out at one point. And it was really uncomfortable because I turned the corner at once, and there was a big group of younger men, like my age, all like talking loudly in a different language, and I was like, oh, okay. But I just kept walking, and I didn't know. They were probably saying things, but I couldn't tell. And I noticed when I was walking around, since I was alone, I felt kind of lonely because Sunday must be a very social day or something. Because the last time I was walking around, lots of people were walking around alone and in and out of shops and stuff, and there was not a single other person alone. Like maybe one or two, but it was everyone was walking around, at least two or three. No one was alone. I felt really uncomfortable with that because I just kind of felt like I stood out because I was a young girl just walking through the city alone. Probably could see it in my face too. People were staring at me a lot. Not very comfortable with it, but I think it helped me work on become a secure rather than guarded person because I was feeling more comfortable in myself. And I was like, well, I'm different than all these other people here, so I might as well accept it. And I also worked on my ability to fail because my plan was to walk for a while and then stop at a cafe, but I got lost and kept walking somewhere, so then the plan never fell through. But it turned out okay because I got to like see, I crossed the bridge, which was really nice, and I saw the canal or river, and that was really nice to see. And I was just walking around and exploring new parts of the city that I haven't seen before. And I felt like at ease at some points, especially in areas that I recognized, but in areas I didn't recognize, I felt pretty unease, or I felt pretty uncomfortable, and I just wanted to like keep walking until I found somewhere that was familiar. And I didn't like walking. I was pretty much alone the entire time, minus like the first contact with the guy trying to sell something. And I didn't like that because I like to be talking, and I noticed like at school when I'm walking, I'm either listening to my music or I'm talking to someone on the phone because I get bored and I need something else to do. And it was a little bit different here because I was like seeing other things, and it just kind of made me more observant of everything that was around me because there was nothing else for me to do. There was no one to have a conversation with. There was nothing for me to listen to because I didn't put my iPod in or anything. And so overall, I think it was a good experience. I enjoyed parts of it, but I don't know, it was raining and I felt a little lonely, but I think it helped me to become more comfortable with myself because that's all I had time to focus on.